This is the first time hearing the Rockman.
Yes.
Guitar Ace.
The 80s.
The 80s in a box.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
What I love about it, there's absolutely no input gain.
Oh, okay.
EQ,
I haven't seen the back of this yet. No.
anything. There you go. What's your first impressions there?
It looks like 1986.
You
I feel like I should get like a Walkman, the older...
Literally a headphone amp, plug in the headphone thing in.
What's the key of the 80s? Is it like G and A?
Uh...
I suppose an A, like
Yeah,
an A sus 2.
There's a lot
of sus chords, wasn't there?
Well, let me start off. I think let's start off on a totally clean, actually.
Alright, I'll do bridge pickup humbucker. This is first reaction, guys, here.
That's fully clean. But then I am more of a fan of this, which is like clean crunch. A little bit of chorus. A little bit Purple Rain, kind of.
Yeah, that would be there. I won't do the whole, I'll just stop at that chord.
Oh. So that one is a little bit more. You ready for the lead?
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. That's all.
Oh, wow, okay.
Without any chorus, so this is all just the Rockman. That's with a bit of a boost.
So for me, it's that difference between the sound of a guitar amp when you stood in front of it in the cab,
and the recorded guitar sound.
Yeah.
Because that headphone amp is the recorded guitar sound of the 80s, right?
Absolutely.
But it's not what it sounded like in the room.
No.
Perhaps when the guy, unless you were using this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's like something like this. I actually got a real amplifier like this, which is an old Plexi, because I wanted it to sound. I wanted to always remind myself what that sounds like in the room.
Yeah.
But when it's recorded, it always sounds different. It never sounds like that.
Yeah. And a lot of times when you are recording, it's that in the sound room.
Yeah.
Oh, the room sounds nice, but when I hear it back through the monitors, it doesn't sound that great.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and that's all that matters on recordings. Right?
Yeah. So I can see why.
So what are your other first impressions of?
Again, you can hit like my session head coming on. You can hear how it fits well in a track.
Yes.
Especially if you've got other
already. You do loads of things. If you were micing up a cab like this, you'd have to a low cut to get rid of any sort of anything that's going to interfere with the bass and the kick drum in the mix.
Yeah.
As guitarists in the room, again, they sell a lot of smaller guitar amps by scooping out the mids.
Yeah.
This is kind of all mid.
Yeah.
There's not particularly any super highs.
So the humbucker as well is that kind of
working with that. But also that cleaner, little bit of chorus on here, which the original Rockman had chorus on it.
Yeah.
But they're now a lot more, and this was 84 quid. You can't go wrong for 84 quid. You can take this anywhere.
Yeah.
And I do love that it's still got the 80s style.
That's exactly what I had in my head. Those kind of.
I feel like Marty McFly, right? Just gonna get my skateboard and do that, and even just that. Even just
the packaging.
Just the packaging is so 80s. That's particularly 1991.
Yeah, that reminds me of getting my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures.
Yes,
like that.
And your Batman '89 figurines.
Oh man,
fantastic. See, I think
is that kind of
there it is.
So that's those back.
But then when you go to the higher gain stuff,
Yeah.
because that's got the detail and the kind of chime that you don't.
You can kind of.
A valve amp's a bit too warm for that, isn't it? Oh, that's lovely.
Kind of sits in the track well, isn't it?
100%.
All the little kind of like this. Something about me is thinking.
Well, Steve
Very
Lukather
new,
in
100%.
anything 80s, you know. Well, I can't think of the top of my head now, but Human Nature, all those kind of little poppy, no.
It has a lovely chime through
Yeah.
the Bradcaster as well. That's singing.
Yeah, it's cool with the single and the humbucker there, isn't it?
Those two together. What's that like? Position 4?
on
Yeah,
the
obviously,
inside.
I always call it position 4. Some people
Okay,
call
yeah,
it
yeah.
position 2, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
It's- I get confused, but yeah, middle and bridge, but with the.
And we're going to talk more later about, dire straits and stuff, but this would do the chicken.
Yeah, probably would actually, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, what's Clapton?
Ah, listen to that. And there's a lot more of the 80s and late 70s stuff that's actually, the guitar's plugged straight into the desk.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
believe
yeah.
that's another brick in the wall.
That rhythm
Just about
sound
to say, yeah, no.
But if you did that in your computer, you're not going to get the same sound as that because they were getting the sound of the desk, right?
Yeah.
They needed the components and the capacitors in the desk.
Sometimes you get the valves in the desk, or then they reamp
capacitors,
it and
right?
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this has already got a little bit of that in because it's the same era stuff, right?
Yeah.
Same era tech.
Yeah, and it's funny with No Brick in the Wall because there'd be polls for ages like the best Strat tone is No Brick in the Wall guitar solo. So well, that was going in a desk with a Gibson P90.
P90s, isn't
Les
it?
Paul, but when you hear it, when you have that in your head and you really listen to it, you can hear that mixture of clean and dirt
Yeah.
in there, where it's gone through the desk and they've reamped it, kind of thing. But that is kind of there, you know. What's the neck pickup?
That's more like it, isn't it? Told you it was good for lead, maybe with a bit.
I can't remember it. And then it's like. I forgot it now. It's been years since I've done that solo.
Okay, so that was with a little boost there, but try some of that lead stuff with the full. So this is just on the.
Oh, what's the Stevie Ray? He's got a
Who
chorus
needs
on
an
that.
amp?
Yeah.
You
You can gig with that, yeah. Would be.
isn't it?
that's not an amplifier is
That's insane. Well, it is, but it's a headphone.
but yeah, headphone amplifier. Sorry.
Solid state as they get.
Yeah.
So solid state you can carry it in a small handbag.
Yeah. Well, then that's what Keith Richards used to do in the 60s. Well, he used a tape machine, then, and he fed his acoustic guitar in the tape machine.
That's how a lot of the acoustic guitar you hear recorded on Stone's songs. It was literally the tape.
So again, the world we're in now, where boutique amplifiers.
Yeah.
You listen to the kind of godfathers of stuff from 60s, 70s, 80s kind of thing, and they had really light strings.
Yeah.
And they're using kind of obviously you got Cream and Hendrix using Marshall Plexis, but a lot of stuff like that. Keith Richards obviously had 59 Les Pauls and Fender Tweeds and stuff. But he'd run his acoustic guitar through a tape machine. Yeah. To get,
a bit of warmth to it and a little bit of...
all that stuff happening with it, It is quite funny. But now...
And it's that analog bite to it without it having to be valves. It can be these old capacitors.
Yeah.
Or what else is in here, right? But it is a kind of analog sound, because even though it's fully... It must be fully digital, right?
Yeah. I wish I could.
Weird,
I wish I could say. Yeah.
But if you put more signal level into that's got a certain sound that you're trying to.
Well, but it still acts as like I say, it's still an amplifier, isn't it?
It has a gain structure, a bit like a valve thing, doesn't it?
It will clip and everything, won't it? Which is
exactly.
overdriving,
Which some people might like, but, what else?
So I guess some more weird things.
See what sound.
So how gainy can it get then?
Well, it depends what you put into it. Now I've actually got my Boss unit rigged up here because when I first just plugged into it straight, the gain was there was too much signal level going into it.
Right.
And I've reduced that by 2/3.
Okay.
And what happened was you got the really headphoney sound going in, but you could hear it compressing like mad, and it not in a good way, way too much. So reducing it there, it sounds a lot better. But I'm using my booster pedal, which in my case is a Schaefer replica here, just to give it more like signal level, but up to a point. So we're kind of compressing it, really. That's what the Solo Dallas does really well. It kind of compresses it.
But hearing it like with those little, you can kind of hear where it would be used a lot on clean, maybe a bit of push kind of stuff. Oh, but now you got the overtone.
Clean.
Now that to me is your 80s.
Sure, right? Are there any kind of John Mayer sub rocky type stuff?
Because
that's the last big release that paid homage, right?
How did Last Train Running go? I'd have to hear it to.
To the second. That's the one. Top by Beyonce there.
Nice. We can tell we're both not John Mayer fanboys like everybody else on the internet. The
But
fact
whenever
that
I hear that kind of thing,
yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of someone like Danish Pete.
Oh right, yeah.
Because they're adding those little bits. And
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a layer you can build up in a looper thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's the session player thing, the guy that's trying to add something to serve the song rather than instantly just shred a solo.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. No, and
that's
that's
the
where.
Rockman.
So I think that sound. So if you had that loop going on,
Exactly.
that kind of sound is, I think, where this kind of shines.
What's the Captain America thing? I could do this all day. That's the kind of thing I could do all day. Like a lot of learning guitarists would be like, you've given me an E power chord and that's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Serve the song, keep it interesting.
Yeah.